Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube page. I'm here with my Week 15 NFL predictions. I'll be previewing every game here in Week 15, so be sure to subscribe to my page or catch me on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. That's at SNewsAnalysis. The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Miami Dolphins will meet from Miami Sun Life Stadium here at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Jacksonville coming off of a disappointing loss to the Jets by a score of 17-10. A game they were up 3-0 going into halftime. A game they were never really out of, but kind of those games where, again, the offense struggled. The defense got run on pretty good in the second half by the Jets, and they fall to 2-11. Miami's coming off of a game that I think most people thought they would lose. They had to go on the road to San Francisco to go into that environment with the defense they have in San Francisco with a rookie quarterback. Tough spot. Tough spot for a young team and tough spot for a young quarterback. So they dropped that game 27-13, run their record to 5-8 on the season. As far as the Jaguars go, some things to watch out for in this game. First off is Chad Henne's return to Miami. I think this gets sort of overlooked sometimes when you have a player who was drafted by a team, who was sort of touted as the franchise guy, and who they ended up, obviously, as we know now, getting rid of in favor of drafting a new quarterback and developing that new quarterback. So you have a guy in Chad Henne going against the regime that pretty much gave up on him in Miami, so we'll see how that unfolds. And last week, what you saw with Jacksonville is their defense playing a little better. I know they're playing against a terrible offense in the Jets, but you saw a defense that played a little bit better, and you also saw receivers that were open. The one thing the Jets are pretty good at is pass coverage, and from watching that game, I saw a lot of open Jacksonville receivers, and it was a matter of them dropping the ball in some cases. It was a matter of errant throws by Henne in some cases. So Jacksonville 2-11, I think they're certainly as bad as their record, but saw some things to build on last week. As far as the Dolphins go, the Dolphins come back at home where they play better, okay, where they're still trying to develop that young quarterback. They're still trying to grow under first-year coach Joe Philbin. I think you see Joe Philbin, and I like the direction he's headed in because he made it clear early that he's going to do things his way. You know, these guys who get these NFL coaching jobs, they might only get one shot at it, okay? And I like Philbin's approach in that he's going to do it his way. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least at the end of the day, he knows he's implementing his program, getting his players, and sort of doing things the way he wants to. I look for that to continue the last 3 weeks of the season, and it should be an easy sell for him to sell to his younger team that's growing about how important these last 3 games are. So look for that the last 3 weeks out of the Dolphins. As far as the motivations for this game, I think there's too many young players on the field on both sides for us to see a game where these guys don't come out and play hard. I know there's a tendency to think, well, the Jaguars are 2-11. How are they going to come out? You know, have they pretty much mailed this season in? Are the last 3 weeks just a formality for them? Okay. It'll also be interesting to see from a Jacksonville standpoint, how do they rally around their coach? Their coach, Mike Mularkey, was hospitalized earlier this week. He's supposedly released now. He's supposedly going to be back to practice here early in the week. But is that a rallying cry for the Jaguars? We won't know until game time. But I think when you see a Miami -7 here at home, I think Miami will win, but I don't like them to win by that much. I think that Henne factor coming back to Miami is going to be a big deal in this game, and I think Jacksonville keeps the game closer than a lot of people think. Some players to watch out for in this game. Just watch the Miami defensive line. They're an impressive unit. With Cameron Wake, the guys they have inside. If you haven't seen them play yet, you flip on the Jacksonville-Miami game, watch that defensive line because I think they're a bit underrated given the fact that the team is not maybe as successful as some other higher publicized defensive lines. But I like Jacksonville to keep the game close enough. So I like Jacksonville +7 on the road in Miami. Be sure to catch my other Week 15 previews, and as always on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. That's at SNewsAnalysis. Thank you.